Hello, in this presentation we're going to talk about disturbance and diversity. So in ecology, a disturbance is basically anything that disrupts an ecosystem, something that removes or damages individuals and creates opportunities for new ones to establish. Disturbances can be natural, like storms, fires, floods, tree falls, or wave action. And they can also be human-caused, like deforestation, pollution, urban development, or overharvesting. These disturbances can vary in how intense they are, how often they happen, how big they are, and how long they last. And all of those things are going to affect how an ecosystem responds. So disturbances keep ecosystems from staying static, right? They reset parts of the system, open up space and resources, and create new ecological opportunities that shape who lives there. So disturbances aren't always bad. Sometimes they actually increase biodiversity. Other times they reduce it. And to help explain why we see these different outcomes, ecologists developed the intermediate disturbance hypothesis. This idea explores how the amount of disturbance influences biodiversity. So on this graph, species diversity on the y-axis tends to be highest when disturbance occurs at intermediate levels. Not too rare, not too frequent or intense. But what happens when disturbance is not frequent? Well, when disturbance is rare, the best competitors eventually win out and exclude weaker species, so diversity ends up low. When disturbance is frequent or intense, only species that can quickly colonize or tolerate stress survive. So again, diversity is low. But at moderate levels of disturbance, you get a mix. Early colonizers and slower growing, more competitive species can coexist. And that's where you get the highest diversity. A nice real-world example comes from temperate grasslands. So bison act as natural disturbance agents. They graze intensively in patches and their hooves churn up the soil, creating this small depression called wallows. So these disturbed spots open up light and space for a lot of different plant species to grow, which increases diversity overall. So when disturbance by bison is very low, a few tall grasses take over and outcompete everything else. When disturbance is too high, vegetation can be lost entirely. But at intermediate levels, grasslands support the greatest diversity. And this is exactly what a recent study showed when bison were reintroduced to tall grass prairies. As bison came back, the cover of dominant grasses declined, the red line going down in the graph, and at the same time, native plant species richness increased, that red line going up. So in other words, the natural disturbance created by bison produced exactly what the intermediate disturbance hypothesis predicts.